Hi, welcome to my new YouTube channel. Hopefully, something that none of my students would find. And so I'm starting it over and not tagging or putting anything into tags. I'm just doing it for funsies. The reason why I came about this is because singing has been a great output of mine. I feel really good whenever I do it, even just for me, performing even. And so I'm trying to do this thing where I'm just uploading stuff that will track my growth as a singer performer, and it doesn't have to be all classical. It can be musical theater, pop, rock, jazz, whatever I feel like. So it just happens that I got to watch one of my favorite operas recently, La Traviata, and what I love about it is that in 2013, December 2013, I was able to go to a summer program called Crittenden Opera Workshop in Boston, and it was where I got to play two roles, and they added a third role when I got there. I got to play Figaro, but originally it was as Papageno and Germont in La Traviata. And for those of you opera buffs know that Germont is usually played by a 52-year-old guy, and I'm not 52. Matter of fact, switch the numbers together, it's 25, and that's how old I am. So here I am plowing through all of the second act as a 19-year-old college student, and my Violetta, Margaret, she was amazing, just flying through those passages, the dramatic and very intense, and here I am, oh my god, like just fearing everything, because in my mind, Germont is not supposed to be played by me, but I was cast to play all of second act. Well, the performance turned out to be okay. I mean, it had some parts that I needed to workshop, of course, and will workshop, but I've accepted early on that I need to sing it more like me instead of trying to be a 52-year-old. And so I think that realization of just becoming me and being comfortable in me playing as Germont instead of, say, Dmitri Rostovsky playing Germont was an enlightenment in how I portrayed a character by the final performance. And so I think that made me technically more adapted to the second act, and I wasn't playing on some tension, although I needed to work a lot of stuff in my voice back then. One of my favorite parts of the opera is, of course, a duet between Violetta and Giorgio Germont. That's just the intense stretch of when he sings Pura Siccome and she sings Dite la Giovine, and man, I just love it. Even as Germont, seeing Violetta singing that part just tears me, breaks me inside, and so that gives me something as playing, if I were to play as Germont, which I'll never do. And of course, besides Sempre Libera in the first act, and the other one is Di Provenza il Mar, which also I got to sing, which I'll never sing again. But I figure since I'm in such a mood to sing it, I kind of dusted it off just tonight and see if I can do it in one take. And I found an accompaniment on YouTube, so I said, why not? So in this aria, he sings. He actually doesn't sing to Violetta. He sings to his son Alfredo, and he pleads to him, asking him, "Hey, what happened to the love that you had, where you came from? You used to be all about it. Why don't you refresh that and just come back home and be with us and abandon this phase with her? This is not you." So it's kind of a what's that aria? O mi bambino caro, where she's like, "Daddy, please get me married," or this is like the baritone version where he's like, "Son, come home," but really he's like, "I don't care, just come. I'm trying to convince you in the most heartfelt way, but not really." So I encourage you to look it up, and I encourage you to watch the opera. It's amazing when done right. And I know Austin Lyric just did it recently, and that's the one I got to watch, and my friends were also a part of it. So without further ado, let's see if I can do this in one take. This is Di Provenza il Mar. All right. Comes through a piano. All right, here we go. Sitting is good.
Di provenza il mare il suol, chi dal cor ti cancellò, chi dal cor ti cancellò. Di provenza il mare il suol, al natio fulgente sol, qual destino ti furò, qual destino ti furò, al natio fulgente sol. Oramenta pur nel duol, chi vi gioia te brillò, e che pace con la sol su te splende ancor può, e che pace con la sol su te splende ancor può. Dio mi guida, Dio mi guida, Dio mi guida. Al tuo vecchio genitor tu non sai quanto soffrì, tu non sai quanto soffrì il tuo vecchio genitor. Te lontano di squalor il suo tetto si coprì, il suo tetto si coprì di squallore, di squallor, ma s'al fin ti trova ancor, se in mesteme non fai, se la voce dell'odor in tappe non avuti, ma s'al fin ti trova ancor, se in mesteme non fai. Dio m'esaudì, Dio m'esaudì, Dio m'esaudì, Dio m'esaudì. Ma s'al fin ti trova ancor, ti trova ancor. Dio m'esaudì, Dio m'esaudì.
And that, my friends, is why we use a live accompaniment. That's why I always tell my kids when they perform at solo and ensemble that they must have a live accompanist, and that makes the experience more rewarding for them. Okay, I just totally went off tangent there, but you know what I mean. I hate using tapes for solo and ensemble, but sometimes you just got to use it because it's cheap. Anyway, so I hope you enjoyed it. I encourage you to watch this production, especially I think the Renee Fleming and I forgot his name, Master Italian Baritone. It's in here. It's 2003. It's LA Opera. She was in her prime. I thought it was great. And yeah, watch more operas. And next time, I don't think I'm going to cover an aria. I think it'll be different. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope I didn't drone on. Have a great night, and I'm going to go drive out of town. Peace.